recorded on the systems, which I'm doing it over here. Right. So Ayuskant and Preetham, if you are there, just keep on adding people when they join. In between, I never want to disturb. So you just take care of them when they join. Guys, we will be starting your, this is what the batch, we call this batch 2021-04, keeping April that this is which we just started end of this month. So we are saying 2021-04. We have training curriculums. So we'll take, definitely I'll take you through these and what is the industrial employment data science program, which we have it. And what is our course brochure about each and every tool specific session-wise assignment, session-wise explanations. Then you will have the journey program for industrial employment data science program and the successful stories about the student who joined most recently and got placed through in the month of Jan and Feb only. Okay, so what we are going to start with, we'll start with the month one class program, guys. So how we have designed your month one class program, the month one, we will be finishing your Excel based and advanced. We'll move on to Excel VBA programming. We'll go to SQL based and advanced programming. We'll go for Python based and advanced program, that is in month one. When you go to month two, we'll talk about Tableau, Power BI, and SAS based and advanced programming, since it is continuing. In the month three, we'll also complete Excel advanced analytics, SAS advanced analytics, and Python advanced analytics. Post which, we are going to take you through Python machine learning, Python Keras, and TensorFlow used for deep learning. Then on the month five, we will be covering Python machine learning and AI projects with hands-on. Along with, we learn about big data, Hadoop distributed filing system, and Spark Scala data framework programming language. So this is what the journey has been defined to 5 months. Now I'm going to start with the first tool which we will be covering, that is called father of analytics or data science. It is Excel. Now I will be starting your overall journey into Excel here, right? So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to start very practically to help you understand how data is being generated. So I'm going to start with here this particular topic where we will be discussing about how data is being generated.
कहते थे ना ये बहुत अच्छा है.
Guys, please go on mute. Request all go on mute. Thank you. Khushbu, can you please go on mute? Khushbu, can you please go on mute? Fine, guys. So what we are going to start with here, our journey, I'll take you through, guys. First, we will understand how data is being generated and how do we get data. Then the next part, which will cover up where data gets stored. Then we learn about what is the form of data stages. We will learn about today how data is used for data science purpose. This is very, very important, guys. We should know about these are the 4 steps before we start our journey in data science. What I'm going to do here, guys, I'll give you an example of yatra.com. So I'll take you through practically how does it happen. So imagine, right? So imagine I open an Excel file. I open this Excel file for you guys here. Okay. So what I'll do, I also open here the site name yatra.com. Can you see the screen, guys? Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Right. Look at this particular website. Lots of information about data science is coming out of this. You might be thinking, where? Let me tell you here. Yatra.com is just an URL. It is a company who has multiple strategic business units. They have a flight ticket booking, they have a hotel ticket booking, they have a villas and stays, they can have a buses, they have holidays, cabs. If you look at, they also, you can go for train ticket booking here, freights, adventurous, insurance, activities, monuments, explore and privy. So many business units they have. But these are the top business units where they get maximum revenue. Hence, it is all coming in the front of you. Now, when I have joined with my DV Analytics account. So I'm a corporate customer to Yatra. So my name is coming as IDV. Now, coming back to here, when I go to flight segment, what I do here, I go to select here. I want to go for one way or I want to go for round trip. Now I select my, let's say I select here that I want to travel for New Delhi. I want to travel to, let's say, Mumbai. I select here the departure date, which is going to be decided here, let's say on 24th of March. I travel as alone and in economic class, and I go for non-stop flight. When I search for the flight here, it is giving me information about the flights which are available. I decided to travel by Go Air, or let's say Indigo. I look for the fares. The fare says that if you look for on other benefits of Flexi Plus, you have to pay 6,001. Like meals also will be available to you. If you do not go with the Flexi Plus, you will go for 5607. So I go for, I don't want to take the meal inside the flight. So I just say book. The moment I book it here, it shows me details about the flight name, the flight number, the traveling from, to which location they're traveling here. Now it's saying that there is an upgrade happened to the flight. Okay, I said continue. Below here, it's saying that your contact details. I can give my contact details here. I can put my mobile number, which I want to go with. I put my email ID. I put my mobile number. And I said that send it to my WhatsApp number. I go for my first name. I choose it here as Devendra. I go for last name. I choose it Das. I put my GST. I added my GST over here. What if I'm coming from DV Analytics? I just put my GST over here. If I want to take any traveling, work, or Javatra benefits, so I will also add that. If I want to go for any protections, I can click on this. If I want to go for any food facilities or add-ons, I can go for this. If I want to go for this. Now, in the right side, it shows that what is the fare price, what is the fee, what is the total fare, what is the add-ons, what is how much you pay, what are the promo code you're using, if you're using any cards, then how much extra benefit you get out of this is coming 4863. So these are all information which you see, it is all happening here. Then you go to proceed payment. The moment you proceed payment, it is asking you to fill other details as well. So I just go for here, put it as Mr. and go to proceed. Now you can choose here where you want to make the payment. You go for net banking. You select this net banking. You look at the flight price. Every details are coming. This is what the flight from New Delhi to Mumbai. The name, contact details is given. Along with it is given that how much promo code they have given. What the total payment, including the convenience fee, you are going to pay. Now you are going to pay this 5263 as a pay now. The moment you select pay now, it says that continue without promotion. Promo code is not going to work on this, so I'm going without promo code. Now it is asking me to put my ICICI Bank user ID password to get connected to make the payment. So guys, what is happening here? When you come to this journey in Yatra, it is all happening online. And when you go for online, you fill out these all informations. So let me tell you guys what is happening. You go to yatra.com. They have lots of business segments. You go to flight segment. In the flight segment, you fill this. This is the flight. The trip type is one way. You're traveling from New Delhi. You're going to Mumbai on this particular day. You all information has been filled by the customer. Can you see? You have till you book the ticket. You provided 58 informations. This is called 58 columns of informations which the customer itself is providing through online. Right now, what is happening, guys? This data which you provided, it goes to different department. There is a marketing team who is handling those data. There is a finance team who is also handling those data. There is a customer there is a CRM team, customer relationship management team, who also handle this data. Now, guys, you need to understand here how much data is being produced. Example. Now let's make it more discussion over this. Do you have any idea, guys, how many people they travel in a day? In India, how many people travel in a day? Any idea, guys? Guys, do you have any idea how many people travel in a day through flight?
No idea.
No idea.
There are around 40,000 people that travel in a day, right? And when they want to book the ticket, there are different agencies they book the ticket, right? What are the agencies' name? One is yatra.com. One is goibigo.com, right? One is makemytrip.com, right? One is nowadays you can also book the ticket through Flipkart. You can also go to Easy My Trip, something like this, right? EasyMyTrip.com. So there are so many others are also there, right? Now we will be talking about Yatra. How many traffics or how many number of people they visit to Yatra website to book the ticket, right? If you really want to look at that, let me explain how does it happen. In Yatra, in a day, in a particular day, around 30,000 people, 30,000 people. So number of number of traffic. So there are 30,000 traffics which comes to Yatra website to book the ticket every day. Out of those 30 booking, how many booking happens through Yatra in a day? It is around 17,000, right? But how much data produce you do? How much data you produce? They may not be filling out all this information. They come up to, let's say, up to the fares, but they did not make the payment because they did not find a good promo code or discount. They left and they went to other sites. Go IBBOard, make my trip. But they also visited to your website. So like that, guys, when you talk about 30,000 traffic happen, how much data got produced in a particular day? If you say this 30,000 in a particular 30,000 data, which is getting produced. Now, if you say data produced in a month, so how much data is getting produced here, guys? Which is this into 30 days, which comes around 9 lakhs records in a day. In a year, how much data is getting produced? If you multiply this 9 lakhs into 12 months, it becomes 1.08 crore. If you, in 5 years, if you take on an average, how much data has been produced for Yatra only from flight segment, it is definitely going to be this with 5, which is coming 5.4 crore. So we are saying 5.4 crores of data. If I really want to analyze about the customer behavior, I have 5.4 crore data, which is coming from where? From Yatra side. And this is all being captured by what? This is the architect, guys. Let's understand. Customer is moving to Yatra website. When they fill the information through online, when they fill the information through online, this data goes to OLTP. OLTP stands for online transaction process. At the same time, when you fill the information, that data hits to the backend database. Database could be Oracle, database could be SQL, database could be DB2, Sybase, Informix, anything, etc. So many databases in the backend which can run. Now, this data is being pulled to the data warehouse using ETL process, which is called extraction, transformation, and load, or loading we call this. Now, this data goes and hit to the what? The data warehouse in the backend. Now, this data warehouse is what? Let's say different data marts they have. So this in this data warehouse, there is a finance data mart, there is a marketing data mart, there is a sales department or CRM department. So CRM data mart is there. Data mart is what? They are pulling only those information from the data warehouse, which is required for the specific department. Now, each and every department, they have a data scientist. What data scientists they do here? They go for accessing the data. They go for analyzing the data. They go for developing the predictions about future outcome. They develop strategy. And those strategies should be automated using actions like machine learning and artificial intelligence. I'll try to show you very practical example over here. Before coming to this part, let me go to your PPT and explain it one more time here. Right. So guys, we go to Yatra website here. Now, the moment we go to Yatra website, if you click on this, this is the Yatra web, yatra.com. We go for different segments. We talk about only flight segment. In this, we go for looking at whether it is an individual or the corporate people. If it is official, that means a corporate customer. Now you go for choosing one way. You travel from Bangalore to Bhubaneswar as an example on this particular day. The traveling tip, so it's saying the number of travelers is only one traveler, along with that economic and non-stop flight. The next step, you come to the website where taking that what are the price of the flights. I decided to travel by AirAsia. Now I'll fill this information where it is giving me all name of AirAsia and the flight number, departure time to what is the total duration, how many baggages I can carry with. Total duration is 1 hour 40 minutes. Along with the right side says that what is the base fare, what is the fee surcharge, what is the total fare I'll pay for. If there is any add-ons, along with it, what is the total pay to the customer. So this is how I fill my contact informations as well. Now the next step, I just fill my information like I'm Mr. Devendra Das. I also fill my GST number, which is required for my Yatra site. I also go here to book I give 10 rupees towards the charitable funds, and I look for the total payment. I decide to go for making net banking payment. I select ICICI Bank. I go to the ICICI Bank site where I make this 4124 is the total payment. So when I'm doing this, everything online, guys, after that, I get my PNR number, booking reference number, everything is going to come to my mobile number or my email IDs with the ticket attached. This is what we got all information through online. Now, the next step is what this information is stored in three parts. One is called flight segment information, one is called contact details, one is called fare details. So these are the three areas of information which has been gathered through online itself. Now, this data looks like this way. Now, this is where we get all the flight information. This is where we get all. 1 minute, guys. Few people are joining in between. So we also go for looking at the contact details and fare details. This is how the data is being produced. Now, if you look closely, how the data is looking like, this is going to be in a tabular form. Each and every day, around 30,000 or more records would be generated by. Guys, please go on mute. Right. So this is how, guys, we get it through the data flow. We go to our website. We take this data through the OLTP process to the database. From database, we follow ETL processing to create the data into data warehouse. The data comes in raw data, metadata, and the summary data format. We convert those data into different data marts, which is called marketing, sales, CRM, and finance department. Now, each department is going to pull data for the specific department-wise required data. Now, this data is going to be used by data scientists. For what? For analyzing the data. Second is what? Developing the reporting and visualization towards the strategy development. Then you go for data mining using predictive modeling, machine learning, and AI to create those automated actions. What I will do, guys, here, when you say why we go for data science, because in Yatra, they want to go for understand the customer and how to acquire customer when market competition is there. Second step, once you acquire how to retain customer, they should use only Yatra by giving different promotions, campaigns, and offers. Once you go for customer retention strategy, how to retain back, they should not leave my services. You go for doing different promotions, campaigns, special offers to the customer. Why do we do that? Because we want to retain customer to acquire them again for buying tickets from us. Now, this is something we will do in a very, very practical way now, right? So what I will do now, guys, here, what I explained to you, let me take you through a journey about a data scientist using the data part. Guys, if you all are there, can you see this data? Guys, can you see this data?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is the real-time data which is being pulled from Yatra side. Okay, can you see this? Now, if you look at the data, are you able to read this data, guys?
No.
Are you able to read this data properly, guys? Tell me.
No.
Because you guys are looking heart of the data. Never look at the heart of the data. Look at the first line of the data. We say the first field name is order ID. Then the second field name is customer ID. Both fields are separated by a comma. That means every field over here, it is being separated by comma. If I want to read this data, it is customer ID, customer name, segment, booking date, travel date, base location, traveling from, traveling to, the customer base, location, number of travelers as traveling here, flight name. These all informations are coming from this data. But it is not that easy to read data in a text format. So what we'll do here, we'll take this data to the Excel and we'll start looking at the analyzing this data. Now let me take you through, guys, doing this analysis from the data using an Excel file. I open this Excel file and I call this as Yatra analysis. So this is the Excel work which I opened. Now it is just 7 KB because it is a blank Excel file. So when I open this Excel file, guys, why I'm starting with Excel? Because that will make more sense towards analysis. Now, it is completely a blank Excel file which I have it. Now what I'll do here, if I want to get data, from where I will get data? I will get data from this location, which is given as Yatra data dump. This is the path from where I want to go for looking at the data. So the moment I say data, it says that from where you want to get data. So I want to get data from a text file because my data is in text file format as a flat file. At the moment I go here, I can copy this path, which I just now copied. This is where it's taking to the data. I click on this data, and Excel has its own cognitive approach towards identifying the delimiter within the data. So it has identified within the data delimiter was comma, and it shows data has been delimited and showing into a tabular form by separated columns. So I can see my data looks like perfect. Then after seeing my data, I just say, go to load my data. The moment I say load my data, it is being stored from the text file. It has come to the Excel file. Can you see this, guys? Guys, can you see this data?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
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 What is this data is all about? It is given by the order ID. It is given by the customer ID. What is the customer name? Whether it is a corporate client or individual consumer. When this booking happened, right? Booking happened from which location? What is the best location? Traveling to which location? It is given here. It is going to the Kochi. The customer base location is from what? Kochi, but is traveling across multi-cities. Now, next is how many travelers came with? 3 travelers traveled together in one ticket. Now, going for here, it is booked by Air India. So there are different flight names, which is by Air India Express, Air Asia India, Indigo, SpiceJet, and Vistara. Now, the flight cost, which is coming as a fare of 3645, it is given as a discount rate of 8%. It is given as total fare has been paid by the customer is 3345, and the total fare paid as totally 3353 for one customer. Since it's 3 customers has been paid this much amount. Does it make sense, guys? Guys, does this
Yes.
make sense? Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, soon after I get this data, I do not want to see this data in this stripping form with this is white color bag and this is a gray color bag. I don't want to see that. What I'll do here, I just copy my data from this, right? Now I go to another sheet where I did right click, paste spatial answer values, because being into the stripping form is not going to help me to read the data properly. So guys, when I do paste special values, what is happening? The date field which was given here in date format, it has converted into number, right? You can see it is converted number. So that nothing to worry, guys. You just have to right click format cell and you can convert that into the date format. See, your data has been converted in date format. Same as what is given here. Can you see this?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
2710, it is also coming 2710. Now this is something that I call this as my raw data. Understood, guys? So I got my raw data here, right? Before going for any such analysis over this data or getting some inference out of this data to help business how to target customer and how to increase the profitability, I need to manipulate my data. What is called data manipulation? First of all, I have given this data, but I want to convert this data into 2 different mode fields, right? So what is the field of 3 more different fields I want to create? I want to create a field called booking year. I just call this as booking year is a field name. So how will you get the booking year? You will use a function in here. Nothing to worry, guys. What I'm doing here is a kind of demo to you. We'll do everything in the class starting from tomorrow onwards, but it's a kind of demo to you guys. So I just copied this year functions, which is going to help me. I just do it for myself, make it to a number, which is retrieve the year field from this value, which is called booking year. If I look for getting it as a booking month, so how will I get the booking month here? I use a function called text to this date value. Along with that, MMM is a format in Excel, which is going to give me it was booked in the month of October. Like that, from this booking date, I got my year, I got my month information. I want to get something called booking year month. How will I get my booking year month from this data? I would be using here year function of this date value multiplied with 100, and I'll say month function of this date value. Since I'm doing this here, it gives me the value like this. I just do format cell, make it to a number format in Excel. it is now going to give me as what? It is giving me year month. Now, this is 2019 October booking happened, which is coming 2019 10. 2019 August booking to happen, it's saying 2019 08. So this is how I created, these are the three new field, which is my derived field. Before my analysis starts, I created some of the derived field from this data. Now I need to go for data manipulation and analysis out of this data. So guys, it is a raw data form, right? It may not give me complete insights of the data, but how to generate insights being a data scientist. What I will do here, I understand this is the customer ID, this is the customer name, the segment of the customer is given here. Along with that is given the number of travelers, and what is the fare, what is the discount was given to the customer, and how much this customer has paid out here. So this is what the total fare after the discount is also coming over here. Then you're saying that how much is going. Now I want to calculate something here, something called as my discounted amount. So this is something going to calculate as discounted amount in the data. So how will you do this discounted amount? You will say this fare that has to be multiplied by the discount rate which is given. So discount rate is what, guys? If you do format cell, make it a percentage format. It says the discount was given to customer on the ticket price of 8%. Could be on anything. That customer might have used some card, promo code, but got around 8% discount. So like that, this is what the total discounted amount which is given to the customer. Can you see this, guys? Guys, can you see this?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So this is the fare which you can say format cell as it is in India. So currency is in rupees. So you can take, this is the price of the ticket. This is the discounted amount which is coming here. And you can apply over this, that how much the customer has been paid out using rupees as a format. Okay, guys?
Yes.
Understood? Okay. Now, okay. So this is what the data has come through, and there is something called as your manipulation, which you did. This is the calculation which you did with the values. So I just put this different color to this. Now, using this data, guys, to get insights, I go to create a summary analysis using a pivot table. What pivot table I want to do it here? I took my customer ID wise. I want to see that customer ID is a count. How many times this customer has visited, with the number of travelers, the final how much travelers they have, with also given like total fare paid by the customer. So these are the three different informations which I gathered from this data. Now, soon after I gather this data, it's a summary table. So it's saying that how do you look at this data, guys? Here, you copy this data and paste it over here. While you're pasting this is the first field. Let me tell you here. We call customer ID. This is the customer ID. This is called total visits. How many visits happened by the customer, right? Along with that, this is called travelers. So how many travelers they had? Now it is given the total fare paid. So how much has been paid by the customer? It is given here. So can you see this, guys? This customer has visited how many times in the last 1 year? It's for 4 times the customer has visited with on 8 members, and the total paid is this. Now you need to calculate something here. Pay per visits. So how will you calculate pay per visits? Any idea, guys, how to calculate that? How will you calculate pay per visits? This has to be divided by what? This, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Now, how to calculate pay per passenger? How to calculate pay per passenger, guys?
Total fare paid by number of travelers.
Equal sign, total fare paid by the number of travelers. It is all coming here. Now, this is something called as, this is how these 3 particular fields which you created now. So select this all 3 and do a format cell, make it all into the currency format with 0 decimal values. So hence you got this output here. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, how will you get an insights from this data? So look at here. What is the average spent happen? What is the average spent happened by the customer here, guys? 30,948. Can you see this?
Yes.
So we put it
Yes.
here, the average spend. You're saying the average spend is coming to 30,948. Right. So pull it here. Now tell me, what is the average spend per visit is coming? What is the average spend for oral customer? What is the average spend is coming per visit? 6478. So this is called average spend per visit. How much is coming here, guys? One more time. It is 6478. Are you getting this, guys? What I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now tell me, what is this average spend per passenger is coming? How will you calculate that? So if you look at this, the total is coming 4179. This is 4179 is called average spend per passenger is coming out of this data. Now I want to create here, one is called spend indicator. Another one is called visit indicator. Then I want to go for here something called as my passenger indicator. How much revenue I get out of these three areas. So how should you go for getting this? I'm saying if this customer spend, which is given as here, if this spend is greater or equal to the average spend, I call this as a premier customer. I call this customer as a premier customer. Else I call this customer as a retail customer. Or call non-premium, let's say non-premium. This is how I created who are the premier and who are the non-premier customer by spend indicator. Going to the visit indicator, I put it here. If the spend per visit is greater or equal to average spend per visit, then call them as premier. Else call them as non-premier. I got the visit indicator also. How to go for passenger indicator? You're saying if the passengers per passenger spend is greater or equal to the average passenger spend, then you call them as premier. Else call them as non-premier. Right. So I got these three different indicators which I got it from the data and do a pay special and say values here. So now after I get these values, I go for data and I say remove duplicates to get the unique combination of all these three. So guys, what I'm trying to achieve here that I want to go for creating a customer segment. How will you get the customer segment here? It is going to be the A1. It is going to be the way the customer is going to be premier. A2. The customer is going to be the advance, or let's say power. A3. The customer is going to be a kind of a casual customer, right? So I say casual. So premier, power, and casual customers I have. Now you guys have to tell me if I really want to give a customer whose spend indicator is non-premier and visit indicator is non-premier, passenger indicator is non-premier, what you will give the customer segment? For premier, power, or casual? What you will give here?
Casual.
Casual. Very good. Copy this and paste it here. Now imagine if the customer is premier here in the spend indicator, visit indicator is also premier, and passenger indicator is also premier. What do you call them as? Power,
Premier.
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 It's a premier customer.
Premier.
Now, if it is non-premier by spend, but your visit indicator is premier and the passenger indicator is premier. What do you call them as? Power or
Power.
casual?
Power.
Now, if a customer is saying premier here and non-premier, what do you call them as? If it is premier by spend indicator, what do you say?
Power.
Premier. Okay, because these two areas, if the spend indicator is premier and visit indicator is premier, you always consider them as a premier customer. But if it is here as coming non-premier, it is non-premier, it is premier coming here, you can see
Casual.
it as a casual.
Casual.
If it is non-premier, and premier, you will also call them as
Casual.
casual. If it is premier, non-premier, you call them as power.
Power.
If it is premier and premier here and non-premier here, you call them as
Power.
no.
How come the second last one is power?
This one, because this customer spending, the spend indicator is very high.
Right.
Right? If you convert them, they can easily convert to a high frequent visitors, right? By giving promotions, campaigns, offer, because this customer is having huge potential. Yes or no?
Yeah, right.
That's why we call them as a power customer. So guys, this is how we create as what? It's a unique combination. So what is a unique combination is going to be? This ampersand this, ampersand this. So it is going to help me in Excel to make a segment. Guys, I'm not using any statistics yet. I'm also not using any machine learning yet. I'm not using any AI approach yet. I'm just trying to open your mind towards what is called data analysis. How do we go for segmenting the customer when we have a raw data? How to get the insights? That is how my objective is. We'll talk about ML, AI later, not now. Now coming back to the customer segment which you want to create here. How would you go for creating this customer segment? You write a VLOOKUP. The lookup is what? I'll tell you what does it work. This ampersand this is a unique combinations. Over these combinations, taking these two columns, I get my customer segmentation as well. I can easily find out the customer ID, which is given as this. Now, this customer is a casual customer. But if I look for this customer, it is AA10480. It is a premier customer to me. So I define all my unique customer, which is almost like 1577 customers which I have. Those 1577 customers, they have divided three parts, which is going to be as what? It could be as a premier, casual, and advanced. Can you see this, guys? Yes or no? So this is something what I'm doing. We call this as customer analytics. So we are actually understanding the customer behavior and converting them into different segments. Soon after I get this segment, I got to apply this to my raw data. In my raw data, I create a new field to be added here, which is going to be my customer underscore segment. So how will I get this customer segment? I'll write a VLOOKUP. You guys might be knowing, might not be knowing about VLOOKUP, but we will learn that tomorrow class onwards. What is VLOOKUP, guys? It is going to take the lookup value as customer ID here. Then you need to go to your customer analytics, which you did from this table. It is on the column number 13. Column number 13, where is your customer segments falls. You got this customer segment. Now, this is the data which has been derived from this all. This is the manipulative field which has come through using a VLOOKUP from the customer analytics sheet. Now, this is the raw data which is ready for the analysis. Right? Now, how will you go for doing this analysis from this data, guys, here? Now, let's compare. What we'll do here, we'll take the, guys, who is doing this? Distribution, don't do this. Never do this when the class is going on, guys. You're disturbing others.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. So guys, this is how we got the data, which is ready now. We got the raw data. We read this data to the clean format, and we go for data cleansing, data processing, data transformation. Now we'll go for data analysis. Using this data, I do a summary analysis. What summary analysis I want to get it here? I want to create a pivot analysis saying that each segment wise, these are the segments wise. Show me how many customer base I have. I take the count of customers which I have it. Now I want to see how much revenue I'm getting out of them. So this is the total revenue which I'm getting. So looking at this, it may not help. So what I'll do here, show value as percentage of the column total. It shows me out of 100%, I have premier customer is what? 40%. Or if I make it here, okay. So this is how I can see that I have premier customer of 41%. How much revenue they're contributing to my business? They're contributing around 52% of my revenue. So that means if I go to number format and make this as 0 decimal values, I can say around 41% customer, they contribute 53% revenue. And I have 20% customer, those who are the power customer, they are contributing around 18% of the total revenue. If I really want to present this, this is the area where I see more profit is coming out. So my objective would be here, how to retain my customer into the premier base. Then I can think about if I could do some strategy where I can convert those power customer towards premier customer. If the customer is casual, how to make this customer either way towards powers or the bona fide, that would be my another stage of strategy. If I really want to show this strategy to the business, I can copy this and I can try to insert a chart out of this. Now in this chart, I'm going to present this here as this is my subscribers and this is my revenue. Okay, so I call this is my subscribers and this is called revenue. Now I will go for presenting my analysis into a graphical mode so that business can take quick decisions looking at it. As a format legend to the bottom here. So now what I'm saying that overall, if I look compare here, added labels and added labels. Make me more sense to present somebody saying that I have 41% premier customer, they're giving 53% revenue, where my 20% of the power because they're giving 18% revenue. If I look for 40% of my 40% customer, those who fall into casual, they give you only 30% revenue. Now business will make a strategy how to convert those customers to this, right? Now soon after this analysis here, guys, I'll go for further more analysis to this. Now I took this data, I copied this pivot table over here. Now in this pivot table, I just did my segment to the column and I took my month. So I take here the month-wise performance I want to see. Now, if I really look for, say, no calculations. So if I look for my customer behavior over time, so what I decided here, rather going like this, I taken my customer ID as a count. Now I'll make, so over this is the total customer base I have. I create a slicer on my customer segment. Now, I want to see from this data, based on my subscribers, how my customer base movement is happening Jan to December as a trend. So when I take this data, I go for creating an analysis like this. Now, in this analysis, I'm trying to show here is that how the trend follow for my premier customer. Is premier customer growing or declining, guys, over time?
It's increasing.
It is increasing, right? But sometimes it's also going to fall down. If you look at the power customer, it's going more stagnant. If it is going to be casual, it is also more stagnant. Now, what you can do here, I want to see this customer base performance by adding one more slicer, that is my flight name. So if I take it by flight name, so these are the flights I have. Now I can do an analysis here, which can help me to understand how the performance for Air India. Now Air India casual customer is going down, which is good. But if I look for the power customer is going more. If it is premier, it is growing. So that means Air India is doing really good. If I go to Air India Express, it is fantastic for the premier customers. Power customers very zigzag. If you look for casual, because that is also growing. So that means I need to understand the health of this Air India Express. Air India, Air Asia India is it looks very much flattened for the casual customers. If I look for power is also growing. If I look for power customer or the premier customers, which is actually growing a little bit down, but it's okay. The business is doing good. But if I look for Indigo, all of a sudden the premier customer last 3 months is going down. Power customers is also going down. Is a casual customers is going up for premier. If I look for the SpiceJet, it is very much looking convincing for the, it was going down for the power, but the last 2 months it is growing. And the power customers, it was also last 2 months growing. And for casual is falling down. If I look for Bistara, the business for casual is very much, zigzag is not looking lots of seasonality or the seasonality in the data part. If I look for the power, is very much down. If I look for premier customer also is not looking that convincing, but looks like the trend is growing. This is how, guys, I can go for individual level to understand this data. Right, guys? Are you getting this?
Yes.
Right? I tell you one more example what I can do. Business wants to take decisions by each segmented customer and they want to target them separately. What they will do here, they take this data, they go by the flight names, they look for the customer segment, they take customer ID as a count here. They got this here. Now, if I really look for this customer base as so values percentage of the grand total, it's saying, if I talk about Yatra's total revenue is coming from the customer base, Air India, right, which is contributing 8.83%. But if you look for Air Asia, is contributing almost 14.27% premier customer. So guys, where you get more customers revenue for Yatra? It is from Air Asia, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right now, Air Asia customer, and they are also contributing how much? 35% of the entire customer base, which is coming to Yatra side. Now, Yatra went to Air Asia and they did some kind of promotions, campaigns, offers to those who will be booking ticket for Air Asia. They'll give them some kind of cashback offer on their card. So what they did, they want to identify this premier customer. Who are those premier customer Air Asia? They will say show details. The moment they say show details, these are the customers. Almost how many customers are there? Almost 1075 customers are there. Those who are belonging to whom? They're belonging to Air Asia. Can you see this? And these all our customers are what? Premier customers. Now, you can easily target by taking this customer and their name. You must having their mobile number and SMS. You start sending promotional campaign to them. Yes or no, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, guys, we need to understand here, when we say as a data science journey, right? What happened here? If you talk about this step one, what did you do in step one? You read data. So you read data what? Your data is one text file, right? Step two is what? You understand how to manage data. Where did you manage data? Use Excel file to manage data. You read data from .txt file. You save data to .xlsx file, right? Now, step three is what? You go for manipulating data. So we did some kind of manipulating data for the analysis in Excel. Then step four, what we do here, we go for analyzing data. So what we did analyzing data here using what? Excel. Excel has what? Pivot, summary, analysis, and all. Then step five, what are you doing here? You did, once you analyze the data, you go for data visualizations. How did you do this? Whatever analysis you have done, you did go data visualizations to present about the, that is also you did in Excel. You create graphs and charts to present business about what is going on. Step six. What did you say? Step six, you develop the strategy. Strategy in what? That once you understand data analysis, you go for strategy development. What I should do to retain my customer to premier? What I should do to migrate customer from power to premier or casual to premier customer? That is where you did the strategy. Then step six, what did you do here? You go for step seven, you go for You segmented this customer, you pulled those information about the customer number, who are the premier, where the revenue is coming more. You targeted them with special promotions, campaigns, and offers, right? So you did strategy with what?
Customer
Automated
segment.
actions. Automated actions to those segmented customers. Customer actions are what is going to be as your machine learning and AI. Because imagine we are talking only about 7,000 records. It will come around millions of billions of records. Will you be able to manage those millions of billions of records into Excel? No, right? Are we going to do this manually, individual customer base? No, right? We need to write an algorithm to segment this customer behavior into premier customer, power view customer, or casual customers. Then once you segment this customer, how to target them with different promotions, campaigns, and offers, that also would be written into a code that is called ML algorithm. And how this AI approach will come to you when you go to yatra.com, guys. As I showed this example here, when you say yatra.com, can you see on the front page itself? On the front page itself is giving lots of offer here. Can you see this? Get 10% cash offer on Yes Bank card, PayZapp for 1,000, Yatra, you go for exclusive offer 3,700. This is the code. Can you see this? How they're doing the promotions?
Yes, sir.
They will do the promotions on the website. They will be doing the promotion when you go for making payment with all the promo codes. And they will also make you understand what are the new offers are coming through popular domestic flight routes, how much you can save. They're trying to do these kind of campaigns over here. These campaigns will come to your mobile phone as well. Why? Because they have identified your usage behavior from the past pattern or the history data. Now they're targeting you all these things through your ML and AI algorithms. You just go for booking ticket. By this time you're booking tickets, every page you see some kind of pop-up will come to you, which will provoke you to go and book the ticket. How much benefit you're going to get in. Every such message which you see here, it is all going to help you what? To retain to Yatra, become a customer of Yatra. That is why they need people to hire. So guys, we have a limitation in Excel. We cannot manage data more than 10 lakhs 48,576. So when we talk about first the DBMS skill, when we say database management skills, we start with Excel. Definitely, we start with Excel, but Excel has a limitations. Hence, we learned about SQL. After learning SQL, we learn about statistical programming language, like what SAS, like what R, like what Python. These are the statistical programming language. But how about managing data, which is very huge or large? We need to learn about big data. This is Hadoop distributed filing system. Now, once your data is in distributed filing system, how will you go pulling data from the data frame? That is where we learn about Scala programming language. So this comes under only as database management skill. Now, once you do the analysis, how did you present the analysis? You present this analysis into a graphical mode, which you created here, right? Creating a charts, so that business can take a quick decisions looking at this, how the performance is coming. So that means you need to learn about second skill, which is called data visualizations. This is very much required, guys. After data visualizations, you will learn about how to go for storytelling dashboards. Using what? You will learn Tableau, most demanding tool in this world. You will go for Power BI, is another demanding tools in this world. You can also go for ClickView and ClickSense, which we are covering. But apart from these guys, there are so many other data visualization tools. But these are the data visualization tool which is more demanding in the market. After these are all telling you what is happening in the past to the present. Now, how to predict about your future behavior so that you can take a strategy. You will learn about data mining techniques. What does it mean? You learn first your statistics. You will learn about your statistics and little bit about mathematics. Don't worry, guys. System will take care of everything. But we will teach you. We'll teach you. These are the basic, the fundamentals of the foundations of your learning with data mining. After that, you learn about advanced analytics. After learning advanced analytics, you will learn about here machine learning, guys. Right? Then after machine learning, you go for learning deep learning here. After deep learning, you learn AI, artificial intelligence. Now, this is the journey of a data scientist which will make you strong for. Are you getting it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So this is where you're going to land in. Okay, guys. So this is what I wanted to explain you about the job responsibilities. Sometimes people are saying, "Sir, do I really need to complete everything?" Fortunately or unfortunately, guys, yes, you are. Am I going to do this? Yes, you are going to do this. Is it that difficult? No, not at all. It's just a matter of time, hardly 4 to 5 months. Trust me, guys, hardly 4 to 5 months. You will definitely back the job, right? And we have designed your course in such a way, for example, look at here. If you come to the regular class month, session one. So we are now talking about Excel, right? If we are doing Excel now, we'll go to Excel, VBA, we'll go to SQL, we'll go to Python in 1 month itself. Every program will go with sessions. Every sessions will have a content, the raw data, the manipulations, the output, the assignments is given for that session, and the class video which I'm taking, that is also going to be saved here under your recording of the class videos. This is going to happen, guys. What? The session one, same way session two. Every session you will have assignments. You'll have raw data, contents, and assignments and class videos. Like that, you'll finish 6 sessions where you do projects. When you finish Excel, you're doing projects for retail banking. Retail project, you're doing from insurance, you're doing for banking, you're doing for telecom, you're doing a restaurant project. By finishing this project, you can say that I'm very strong in Excel. I can justify my 3 years, my 5 years. Even if I'm a fresher, I can tell I'm expert. I'm an expert in Excel. That kind of confidence will come to you. Understood, guys? What I said
Yes,
now?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Right. So, what I will do now, guys, I want to tell you here when you start your journey as a data scientist with us, how things have been designed for you. Now, this is something that I want to show you here, guys. Let's take an example of this guy, or I just want to start here. How the normal journey will go with. These are the tools which are going to cover up. I don't think that any institute in India or abroad who is combining this as a package, because they know combining this package, they're in loss. So they don't even cover 60% of this course contents. I can tell you, go to any institute, guys. I don't want to take their name because they are my competitor, but I'm telling you, take this course contents and go and compare with any institute in this world. They will never come this entire package into one. But we do understand, because I worked in the industry more than 15 years now. I know where exactly we are looking for hiring people. And when we want to hire people, we want these are the skill sets. So how we look at here, the training has been designed. The month one is going to cover up these are the programmings. Month two is going to cover up this. Month three is going to cover up this. Month four is going to cover up this. And month five is going to cover up this. By the time of you finishing month five, you are a complete package, guys. What I'm trying to tell you, you give me your lives 5 months. Remaining 40 years, 50 years is all yours. If you spend these 5 months completely doing assignments on time, projects on time, regularness in the class, trust me, guys, getting a job just after 3 months, we'll upload your resume to start getting calls. When you're uploading your resume, why it is being defined, let me tell you. So this month one, month two is the basic knowledge. Month one, month two, month three is the advanced knowledge of data science. Month one to month five is becomes complete knowledge, which you become as a complete data scientist. Now, how much salary has been offered, guys? In an expected salary, 0 to 5 years in both the cases. So when you say, I want to go with basic knowledge, you can offer up to maximum 15 lakhs. But if you go with your advanced knowledge, 0 to 5 years, you'll get 5 lakhs to 20 lakhs minimum offer. Now it is going to be complete knowledge. You can be offered 5 to 23 lakhs as a package with 0 to 5 years of experience for data science. But if you talk about 5 to 10 years of experience, it is going to offer the best 5 to 10 years. They will definitely look for your advanced knowledge, not only base knowledge. They'll offer you 15 to 30 lakhs. But if you go for what I'm saying is our minimum package they can offer you, guys. Now, if you go to advanced with complete knowledge, they can offer 20 to 40 lakhs package, right? So this is how, guys, the journey has been defined from month one to month five with us. We will first take you through the database management skill, data wrangling skill about exploratory data analysis, reporting, and automations. We'll talk about how to go for data modeling using dashboards and storytelling dashboards, along with developing the statistical model for advanced analytics. Month 4, month 5 is going to more focus towards your machine learning and artificial intelligence. This is how your journey has been defined as a data scientist. Now, coming back to us, we define your journey right from DBMS programming towards your reporting visualizations, then statistics and predictive modeling to machine learning, deep learning, and AI. This is how your journey has been defined with DB Analytics. Is this clear to all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So guys, regarding your placement, we take guarantee or we take 100% placement assistance towards those who are good students. I tell you guys, when you call me, I cannot say all 100 students I'll refer them. I can start referring when you fall into expert category. When I say expert category means it is all about communications, travel, technical skills, your project management skills, along with mock interviews. We will take you through each and every process during your training. And we have assessed you if you have scored more than 70% in these areas. We take 100% guarantee about your placement, not about placement assistance. We're taking guarantee for your placement. And we are capable enough to place you because we are associated more than 100 MNCs today's date. You fall into this category, and trust me, guys, we are there to help you and definitely bagging a very good job with a very good salary. Now, coming back to here, guys, these are some successful students in last, I will say from 2020 May when the pandemic started. People started afraid of losing jobs, but we started looking at more placement happening. So there are 80 plus placement happens in 50 plus MNCs, 150% average salary hike to our students. The minimum salary was offered to our students was 8.5 lakhs, right? Then 16 lakhs was the average salary has come through and 33 lakhs is the highest salary has been offered right from 2020 May till 2021 March. Till now, whatever placement happens, I'm telling you this. Guys, the companies where our students are getting placed is Amazon, Accenture, Society General, One Saving Bank, Wells Fargo, HSBC, Citi, Dell, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Equifax, IQVIA, Vattusha, ANZ. These are the big MNCs where our students are getting placed through, right? And definitely these are lots of questions will come to you. What I have done here, though I have many students to show, but I'm just showing here the students who are more recently got job in last 2 months time, right from Jan to Feb and March till now. So this is a guy whose name is Saran K. Patro, right? What happened to him that he was working as a telecom engineer after his electronic telecom is BTech, but he's getting a salary of around 18K per month. But it was mostly field job. There was no day, there was no night. They have to travel to different cities, different districts to fix that problem up. He was not happy at all. He left his job. He joined us in the month of 2020. He joined in 2019 December. He continued the class to Jan, Feb, March. Now the pandemic came through. The class all of a sudden stopped. When we revived, that time he was not able to come up because the entire family from him went to the COVID. Now, when he decided to come to Bangalore and join us again, it was in 2020, December, he came to Bangalore. After coming to Bangalore, he started preparing and he bagged the job in the month of 2020, February, in CRISIL. Imagine the journey started from where now this guy has landed to what package it is. 1 minute, guys.